Racism, it cuts deep because it goes towards your core values. Whether you can be the greatest person in the world, but if someone call you a racial slur or disrespect you, it definitely cuts you down. You have to have thick skin, and yes, you're going to be angry, you're going to be upset, but the fact of the matter is to stay positive and not let them take away your power. Well, when it cuts deep like that, it's trauma, and that trauma sticks with you. The way I've dealt with it is to talk about it. And talking about it helps to release some of that anger and things like that, and someone else can say something to you that you didn't think about that situation. And they can enlighten you on different coping mechanisms on dealing with that. But that, when it's cut deep, that trauma definitely stays with you. But you just have to continue to talk about it and not dwell on it, but learn from what's happening. One of my personal experiences with racism is when we had some youth from Israel come, and we went out to a camp, and the counselors and the kids at the camp were asking, "Why are you here? Who are you?" But they did it in a very disrespectful way. And obviously it was because the way we look, inner city youth and kids from Israel, and they were not welcoming. And then we were supposed to sleep in some tents, and then they put us in a dirty cafeteria with a dirty floor, and the bathrooms was horrible. And experiencing that really made me think about how people truly view not just adults, but even youth. I talked directly to one of the camp counselors who were they were very disrespectful, and actually two youth were walking with me when they were asking, "Who are you? Where are you going?" And then some of the other kids from the other camp, they were doing just like the adults, just asking those questions, and it's the face they made, like they're either scared or it's, we don't supposed to be there. And the person in charge that set that up, obviously no one talked to the counselors that were at that camp and told them that we were coming. But regardless, it's the way you should ask. It's like, "Oh, can I help you? Is there anything we can do for you?" But it was none of that. I was upset, and I was just more concerned of what their perspective was going to be, and protecting them and making sure they were good. Because at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to make sure the kids from Israel and the kids from the rec centers are good. So it made me angry, but at the same time, it humbled me to know that this is still going on today with the youth, and they're gonna have to grow up to be adults and still have those biases in their head. I use it as a teachable moment for the youth, and to let them know that they did nothing wrong, and we shouldn't dwell on what people think about us. We should definitely move forward and make sure that we don't do that to no one else. Equity is not so much ownership, but taking ownership of something. And not saying like you own it like materialistic or money-wise, but take the community, for instance. There's equity in a community. Equity is someone's intellect, it's their experiences. Equity is just the camaraderie of community building. And when you have equity in a community, it's resources. It's basically resources, and a lot of people don't take value in the equity in their community. They stay in their little silo and don't experience other people, experience different places of the city, just stick to one side. And for me, I can't do that. I like to experience different events, people, and with equity, it causes you to definitely think outside the box and not tunnel vision. Where we go from here is to continue to teach and not dwell on the past, but remember the past and use it as a learning moment. And once we do that, the young people will continue to build off of what the positive vibes are and not focus on the negative vibes, which could cause them to do bad things.